Hello, my friends. I'm Leona Dooley, and this is Ebony, Ivy, and Thyme, where we work hard, we love God and family, and, the rest is just gravy. We are getting ready for a new year. 2019 is right upon us, and today being New Year's Eve, we have lots of cooking to do and lots of planning to do. Now, this particular week, I'm going to take the time to show you how I do a monthly plan and then develop that into a weekly plan. And of course, I'll do the usual recipes, but I think I'll probably do this in a part 1, part 2. The first part is going to deal with the planning, because that's something that, after all, for 2019, we need to be very consistent with what we do as far as our planning is concerned. I think planning probably saves us time, and in fact, I know it saves you money. And so in a world of today where we have so many things that are going on, we have people in need, people who need feeding, not just our family, but other families. We need to be very cautious about how we're spending our grocery dollar. So we're going to take a look at that. Also, for those of you who may be fairly new to cooking and planning and household development, you are going to take a look at this. And I know at first it seems a little daunting to think about an entire month of cooking. And but it's not as hard as it seems. So you are going to have an opportunity to sit down with a calendar, because that's what I use. Just get your favorite calendar. It can be one from the Dollar Tree. I made mine on the computer. I just printed out a calendar that I liked that was blank, and that's the one I've used. And so you're going to have an opportunity to see that. You're going to have an opportunity to see what I use for the weekly plans. And certainly they don't have to be that elaborate. It can be a Post-it that you have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday on, and you just have a quick blurb as to what those meals are going to be, but you have it posted in a place where you can go to, you can look at, and of course, you're not locked into it every night. You can certainly search and flip for those meals that best fit that particular night. So, without further ado, I'm going to turn you around, and then we'll be ready to get down to first our monthly planning and then our weekly planning. All right, I'm pouring my coffee, and I have the big guys, my boss, and I have my cup. Of course, I'm me, because I'm a grandmother of 5, and I'm a mom of 2, and a wife of 41 years. And so we're going to enjoy today. We're going to have a chance to sip on some coffee and just make this a great day for planning. So come and join me. Okay, let's start, and I'm going to give you an idea of what my plan is, how I do it. First of all, you'll see that I've listed Monday through Sunday, and I look at it that way because Sunday's usually pretty easy. So I'm going to go first. I guess we'll start easy. So let's look at Sunday. Most of the time on Sunday, I already know what it is. It's some type of poultry dish. And this is on the back of my calendar, so I can kind of keep this in mind. I need to be able to spell. Okay, so Sunday, poultry. All right. For Saturday, typically it's some type of hamburger-ish dish. Now, what that means is that it could be a casserole, it could be tacos, it could be actual hamburgers, some type of hamburger that I've decided to do, or it could be sloppy joes. So that's Saturday. It just depends on what's going on that particular day. Now, Fridays for us is typically fish. Some type of fish dish. Can that switch? Of course. Now, the rest of the week is a toss-up, but, and I can certainly flip things around, but I want you to see that for Monday, that's usually my day, that I have something that involves beef. Tuesdays usually pork, some type of pork. It can be a roast, it can be chops. I might do a stir fry with it, just depends. Wednesday is usually some type of seafood as well. Oh no, Wednesday is my soup day. I forgot. And especially this month and usually throughout the winter is some type of soup day. So I've got Tuesday, I've got Monday. You see, I'm thinking out loud, so because of that, I have to go back and make corrections. Now, Thursday, you always need a leftovers. I have a friend who calls them LOs. Now, your leftovers can be a leftover makeover. It can be literally pulling the leftovers out and say, okay, everybody, pick out what you want, eat it, and whatever's left over goes in the trash. But that's our leftovers day. And as I said, Friday's fish, hamburger, poultry, and that pretty much covers our week. So what that means is that we are going to need this as a means of selecting. It just gives us a framework for where we're going to be working and what we're going to be doing. Now, what you're going to want to do at this point is to look at the month. And I'm going to leave this handy. I purposely pulled out 2 calendars. And since we're starting with January, let's write in. Let's see, this is January. And woohoo! 2019. Now, you know and I know that January comes in on Tuesday. That's the 1st. But we do have the 31st this week, so we need to make sure that we account for that. So I'm going to go in, I'm going to put the numbers in and continue. I'll bring you back when I have all the numbers there. All right, I've got all the numbers on my calendar, and I'm looking at the 1st. So I have my rum and coke ham, green beans, black-eyed peas. For Wednesday, which Wednesdays for the month of January are going to be soup days. So since we have 5 soups in January, or 5 Wednesdays in January, I need 5 different soups. So for this week, I'm preparing a Thai tomato soup. Okay, for Thursday, the 3rd, I'm going to prepare shrimp and pasta. It is a delicious dish, and it comes together so quickly. Now, Friday is one that's going to be kind of out of the ordinary, because normally I'd have fish on Friday. So you can see I've gotten off track already. But I want to do a crock pot bolognese. If I misspell it, please forgive me. And this, as I said, is going to go in the crock pot. Now, I'm putting these down. And the reason I'm making sure I have them down is to make sure that I have the groceries that I need for them. Obviously, bolognese is going to have some pork. It's going to have some beef. I could have put it in for Monday, or I could have even added it as my hamburger-ish dish and put it in for Saturday. Can I still make that change? Sure, because heaven only knows what's going on. Very often on Friday night, we are doing we have a night out. That's usually our date night. So we usually have dinner with friends. Also on Sunday, very often, we have dinner with friends. So we can certainly change that up. Or it may be that I may put in an actual seafood type of dish. Now, for Saturday, I think I've done quite a bit of cooking. So you know what? I think I'm going to put in just a simple tuna salad. See where I'm going? I can easily switch the tuna and the bolognese. I can switch those two. But that's the week. Look at that week. It's already done. There's our week. Now, so let's look at, I already know actually what next Wednesday is going to be. I'm going to have a jambalaya soup. I think the last Wednesday I had already planned chili because I like chili. We're going to do that. For here, I'm thinking about doing a lazy lasagna soup. I think you'll enjoy that one. All of these can be done in the crock pot. So for the 16th, I'm thinking about a Tuscan white bean and lentil soup. Now, there's our Tuscan white bean and lentil soup. So already I have my 5 soups in for Wednesday. So that gives me a good start. Now what I can do, I can go to my original book or my new list, and I can start to look at some of the things that I prepared along the way. For instance, I think what I'm going to do for next week, remember Monday is our beef day typically. I'm going to put a B for beef so that I won't forget on Monday. See if I can get you in there. There we go. B for beef. Maybe I'll try this with another pen next time. And for Tuesday, our Tuesday is going to be our pork day, some type of pork. Wednesday's soup. Thursday's LO. Friday's some type of seafood. And Saturday, we've got our hamburger. And I'm going to come over here to Sunday. And our Sunday is usually poultry. Okay? Now, so what I did when I was first developing this list, and I want you to see I've got my cup of coffee here. See if I can pull you back a little bit. You take a sip. I'll get you going. It's nice and warm. Okay, so let's get serious. Let's look at Monday, beef dishes. So I'm going to take my book and I'm going to go through and find beef type dishes. For instance, I've got Nana's meatloaf, and I can certainly plug that in one of those days. So but that's a hamburger. So I can either do, I think I'll put it over here for Saturday the 12th. And I'm going to put in Nana's meatloaf. There we go. Now, so we're going to look next. We have a list for turkey hot browns. So, you know, typically I don't do more sandwichy types of things on Sunday. But one of these days over here, I have a turkey sitting in my freezer. And I think on either the 6th or the 13th, I'm going to have turkey. No, it doesn't have to be like Thanksgiving. And in fact, that particular day, I think I'm going to spatchcock it. I think that's how you spell it. Spatchcock. And we're going to spatchcock the turkey. And I think that'd be pretty good. Now, what I do quite a bit of is that once I have that turkey, that means I'm going to have quite a bit of turkey meat to use. So over here on the LO day, let's do turkey hot browns. Okay, so we've got our turkey hot browns. All right, so we have, if we want a vegetarian day, we could certainly throw one of those in. It doesn't matter when. I don't know if you're not a big beef person. This could certainly be, every Monday could be your vegetarian day. But I think for one of these days this week, I've got a roast that is waiting. I think on the 7th, I'm going to do a Mississippi roast. A Mississippi beef roast. Now, so let's see. With that Mississippi beef roast, that means that we're going to have some beef left over. So we won't need to cook fresh beef for the 14th. On the 14th, we're going to have a beef and broccoli stir fry. Now remember, when you finish with this roast, whatever's left over, bag it, put it in your freezer so you can pull it back out. Beef and broccoli stir fry, or whatever vegetables you like. Okay, let's see. If we have turkey, then that means on the 13th, we're definitely going to have chicken. And of course, for us, my honey likes fried chicken, because that's what his mother had and my mother had on Sunday. You always had fried chicken, and you may not have anything else fried, but on Sunday, that was your treat. Now, if we have fried chicken here, obviously I'm just going to get enough for us to be able to have it that day, and I may have a little bit left over. So I could certainly throw some of that chicken into the freezer and to use it later. I may take the skin off. Now, Let's say for the 20th, since we're still on the chicken thing, I think I'll do a chicken pot pie. I think he'd like that. And on the 27th, we're all, oh wow, almost at the end of January on the 27th. Oh, this is our Sunday. So let's do chicken cordon bleu. That's a nice dish for a Sunday. All right. Now let's go over here to Saturday. Saturday's fun. On the 19th, I'm going to do a taco night. I can get you up there. Sorry. We got our taco night. And on the 26th, let's see, let's do Sloppy Joe's. Now, you know what? Remember, I planned chili for the 30th. So that means that on February 2nd, we're already over here looking at February. February 2nd, on that Saturday, guess what I'm going to have? Chili dogs. Okay, I'm going to use some of that chili for my chili dogs. Now, you can kind of see where I'm going with this. I don't think you're smart. I don't need to take you all the way through this plan for every day of the month, but certainly it gives you a good idea as to some of the things that you can do. Now, what I will do each week is that I'll make sure that I post the ideas. And remember, if you go to www.ebonyivythyme.blogspot.com, that's my blog. And on the blog, you're going to find recipes. I may even list 30 days of meals, of possible meal ideas. And that's a good place for you to be able to take a look at that and compare lists, add to the list, and you can print it off. So I hope this has helped you in developing what your meals are going to look like. So for this year's new book, I'm still using my Traveler's Notebook, but this time I went to a B6. And the B6 is a nice size. It gives me lots of room. And I stick little notes in there as I'm getting ready to go to the grocery. And I decorate it just because it makes me smile. I like that. So I'm going to go back and fill in ink now what we have talked about. Now, what I have to do now, here's my grocery shopping. So I'm going to bring you in a little closer. And see if I can get a good shot. There we go. We are going to shop. We're going to need a pork roast, some bacon. I'm actually getting 2 whole chickens. I'm doing a little pre-shopping. I want some beef liver because one day this month I'm planning liver. I want salmon for a night. I need, of course, the black-eyed peas. I need spinach. I want some green beans and tomatoes. I need some olive oil. You know, you need some of those general things that you get. Italian dressing, vegetable broth, the actual navy beans. I already have the lentils. I want frozen green beans. I always keep green beans in my freezer, but I've gone through them during the holiday. Artichokes. and I may add a couple of things. I usually try to keep my weekly budget somewhere around $100. Now that works for the two of us. That includes paper towels, toilet paper, any of those kind of things. I just kind of do it as $50 a person. It may be that if you do more bulk buying, you may actually be able to get away with $40 a person in your family. And if that works, that works. But for us, this works because we don't do as much bulk buying as we used to when the kids were here. So when I need it, I pick it up. But what I have found is that for some of those things, I'm able to use Amazon, and I do a subscribe and save. And so my paper towel, my toilet paper, my laundry detergent, my dishwashing detergent, I have them set up so that they come regularly, and they automatically are delivered to my door. So that saves me when I go to the grocery. So at this $100, for the most part, I'm really doing true food. Now, if you remember last week, or the week before last, I didn't even have to buy anything. I had everything I needed in my freezer and my refrigerator ready to go. And that's because I had bought wisely as I caught sales and picked up different things. Now, some of these things I may use this week. I'll look through the flyers and see what's on sale, who has the best price, and we'll go from there to be able to pick up whatever I need. So I've got my meats, poultries, my produce, my bottles, cans, those types of things are in this area. I have my dry items here, and I have freezer items here. And so then with the rest of this page, I can just kind of play around with whatever I need. If I need the entire page, then certainly I can go to a whole page like this and use the entire page. But for this week, I don't need to do that. But I have my list handy. And in fact, what I'm going to do is that 30-day list is going to be written down right here in the front of my book so I can keep up with all the recipes. And as I find new ones that we like, then I'll just start to extend that list. So I may end up with actually 40 items before the month is out that is on my major category list. Now, you notice I have meal ideas. I have January because that's when I'm going to develop this list throughout the month. And I'm going to reuse that list. When I get over to February, I'm going to reuse that particular list and just keep it going, keep adding to it as we move throughout the year. So, meal planning may take you, this has taken us about 20 minutes or so, and 20 minutes, this is 20 valuable minutes that you can use to save you time throughout the week when you are extremely busy. The more you plan, the better it is, and the easier it is to be able to sit down with your family quickly and have meals on the table. So, without further ado, let's get to cooking. And this is Leona Dooley from Ebony, Ivy, and Thyme, where we work hard. We love God and family, and the rest is just gravy. Have a blessed week and a wonderful 2019.